get you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. When life gets you down, you can't see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together, we'll hold you up with grace. We know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. Love lives here.
Good morning. Miyahwen, Neneto, Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino, Tongva, Kizh, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to live in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness to decolonize our minds and to set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as God intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So welcome to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. It is my honor and pleasure to serve this beloved community where love lives here. It is great to see all of you coming in this morning. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Pat. Good morning to the Kataokas. Yes, happy spring. Good morning, Maria. Ed is checking on that for you, so stay tuned there. Good morning, Reverend Victoria. Good morning, Seth. Hey, Shawnee. Good morning. Blessed spring. Yes, happy Ostara to you and yours. Good morning to the Stringfellows. Good morning, Cindy. Good morning to Denise and Earl on Pachapa Hill. Good morning to Mom and Dinah and her parents, and aloha kakahiaka to the Wilsons in Hawaii. So, good morning and welcome. It is great to have all of you with us. If you are joining us on Facebook, I do invite you to use the hashtags #WeAreCSL and #LoveLivesHere. Good morning, Laura. Good morning to the Ralstons. Great to have you with us this morning as well. Come on in. So I invite us just to take a breath for a moment. And I would like to share with you that Fred Watanabe, a longtime member of Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, made his transition yesterday. And so what we know is that he is free. He is free from the pain and suffering he experienced in this lifetime and on this plane of existence. And that he is welcomed and embraced in the arms of the beloved. Because we know that who Fred is, what his essence is, what the truth of him is love. And so we are born of love, We live as love, and we return to love. And so we lift the Watanabe family and friends high in that love and prayer, knowing that all is truly well and that life is eternal. So I ask you to take a moment now with me just to remember Fred. Godspeed, beloved. And so it is. So now join us together in celebration as we sing together One Big Family, recognizing that each one of us is interconnected, that we are inseparable from one another, that each one of us is the divine expression of love, of life itself. So let's sing together One Big Family. Good morning, Jabel. Good morning, Matt. Hey, Dorcel. Hey to the Ross family. Good morning.
Let's sing together. I know you know it. 2, 3, 4. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Sing along with me. Here we go. One more time. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who you meant to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna dedicate this to Fred and the kids. We love them. There is a gift. There is a gift. There is a gift in the silence. There is a gift. There is a gift. There is a gift in the silence. There is a gift. There is a gift. There is a gift in the silence.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Allison Barry. I'm one of the licensed spiritual practitioners at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. It's wonderful to have you here this morning. I'm going to invite you, if you are comfortable, to join me in this morning's opening prayer. And if you feel so inclined, close your eyes and settle in. Tapping into that still point within. that place and space of pure divine serenity, knowing indeed that we are connected to and as the one. For the enduring truth that I do know absolutely is that God is all there is, and that this unified field of divine energy sustains, connects, embraces, animates every person, every place, and everything. There's only one. And indeed, we are one with the one. It cannot be otherwise. So we are one with the divine expression as unconditional love and perfect peace. We are one with the grace of God, the allness of complete wholeness and perfection. It is the harmony of the spheres, the order of the spheres that individualizes through and as us, and outpictures as joy, unconditional joy, light, beauty, harmony, balance, equanimity. All of this and so much more is our true nature. And indeed, our connection is deep. Our oneness is deep. And peace prevails. So I bless everything that unfolds in this morning's gathering. I'm knowing that we are here by divine appointment. There's no accidents in God. And so as we do come together, I know that each and every one of us is open and receptive to truth, to wisdom, to the harmony expressed through the music, to the words that are spoken through the beautiful consciousness of our Reverend Jeffrey, through the prayers that are uttered and come from the depths of our soul. And indeed, as we are awake, aware, and alive on this beautiful first Sunday in spring, indeed, beauty comes through, truth comes through, peace, love, harmony, grace, and exactly the perfect message that is needed for each and every one of us, individually and collectively. All is surrounded in grace, and all is well. And I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, in me. Where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty flowing free. Where I stand, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, and where I sing, where I dance my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is. God is. God is. God is.
Thank you, Jabel. Thank you, Matt. And thank you, Allison, for that beautiful invocation this morning. So let us begin with our focus statement, shall we? So here we go with all the V's. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. One more time. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Good morning, Patty. I see that you have joined us on YouTube. Great to have you with us. Good morning, Amber. Great to see you as well. Welcome, welcome. Great to have you here this morning. So this year here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, we are working with the theme of timeless wisdom, evolutionary vision. And the month of March, we are looking at and exploring the theme of open to possibilities with a focus on our visioning practice, our practice of visioning. And today we are looking at the topic of with open arms. And no, we are not talking about the Journey song by the same title, Open Arms. So no, that's not what we're talking about today. But what we are focusing on is we are focusing on when we are catching the vision, we understand that the vision already is, it already exists, that in the mind of God and the mind of the divine, the vision, the high idea for our lives, the high idea for our center, the high idea for whatever it is that we are visioning for, the high idea already exists. That there is nothing that we need to do to make that happen. In fact, we do not manifest the vision, but the vision itself is fulfilled through us. And so when we catch the high idea of the vision, then the next thing that we do is we then come to attune ourselves with it. We come to align ourselves with it. In our Spanish-speaking communities, visioning, the word that is used to describe the process, or the word that is used is the name of the process, is sintonización. Sintonización. And what sintonización means is it means attunement. So that's really what it is we are attuning ourselves. We are aligning ourselves. Think of it like a radio dial back in the day when you actually had to turn the dial rather than just push a button and then it automatically moved there. But when you had to fine tune it in order to get the clear message, in order to come into alignment with the signals that are constantly being broadcast, that are constantly in the air, and we align ourselves with it, we attune ourselves with it, and then we can experience the clarity, we can hear the clarity, we can enjoy the music, whatever music is that we wish to experience, because it's all available to us. So in the process of visioning, we catch that high idea, then we attune ourselves to it. The ways that we begin to attune ourselves to it, we talked about the first way last week is we talked about release, releasing and letting go, releasing the things that no longer serve us, releasing the attachments, releasing the idea of detachment, and entering into a practice of non-attachment, non-attachment being opening to curiosity and wonder without specific attachment to the preconceived ideas that we may have, or attachment to those treasured wounds that we hold so sacred and so dear, that we release all of that. We release the limiting beliefs. We release the limiting perspectives. We release the habits and behaviors that are preventing us from aligning with the high idea. So that was a recap of last week. So the first thing is we're looking to release, because when we release something, we create that spaciousness for spirit to then rush in and fill that space. We create that opportunity, that spaciousness, that gracious place of love where spirit just flows right in. And so that's where we are today. So with open arms, we are opening our arms to that spaciousness. We are opening our arms. And so we ask the questions then of, what must I embrace for this high idea to be fulfilled through me? What must I embody for this high idea to emerge, to come forth into this plane of existence? And what must I become? What must I become so that I am living the vision, I am living the high idea of my life, or as a community, the high idea of our community? What must I, or what must we become? So these are the questions that we are looking at. Last week we looked at, what must I release? What must I let go of? This week we're looking at these three questions. So let's start with the first one, embrace. When we look at embracing, when we think of embracing something, we are extending our arms. Yes, we are extending our arms, and then we are drawing something closer to us. We are embracing it. So think of hugging somebody you love dearly, right? First, you open your arms to receive them, and then you envelop them in your embrace. You bring them in, you bring them closer. So the very nature of embracing is, first, there is a willingness. There is an openness. There is a receptivity, if you will, to something or someone. And so we cannot experience what we are unwilling to receive. We can't experience something that we're unwilling to receive. So first, we open. And there's this level of enthusiasm, of welcoming. Oh, beloved, it's so good to see you. Come, let me embrace you. Let me give you a hug. Let me draw you close to me. Let me hold you. Let me nurture you. Let us experience this relationship, a greater relationship. So when we talk about embracing, when we talk about the question, what must we embrace? From this perspective in visioning, we are really looking at, what must I be receptive to that will bring me closer to the vision? What possibilities am I open to? What opportunities for growth do I welcome? What ideas do I invite into my consciousness? What changes am I willing to wrap my arms around, hold lovingly, and nurture? What serves to transform my continual evolution? What are these things that, these ideas even, these concepts, these beliefs that that Spirit would have me know, that Spirit would have me embrace, that Spirit would have me welcome into my life, that will align me with the high idea of Spirit as me, of Spirit as my life, as Spirit as our community? What am I being called to embrace? What am I being called to embrace? So I invite you now just to take a deep breath for a moment. And what are you enthusiastically willing to welcome into your life in this moment? And I'm not asking you to ask this of your head. I'm asking you to ask this of your heart, of that still small voice within. What is it that you are being called to embrace, being called to welcome and draw into your experience, to wrap your arms around? Good morning, John. Good morning, Lupe Marie. Go ahead and put that in the comments. What are you being invited to embrace in this moment? What are you being invited to embrace? We'll just give you a moment here because I know that there's some lag time here. What are you being called to embrace? Earl, what are you being called to embrace? Amber, what are you being called to embrace? Dinah, what are you being called to embrace? Shawnee, Constance, what are you being called to embrace? Love, love, love. Amber, yes. Thank you. So the embracing is the opening. It is an opening in consciousness. It is a conscious preparation, that it is an opening and being available. All of life's experience. Beautiful, Reverend Victoria. Peace, Dinah. Love, Constance. Empowerment. Great. Cynthia. Joy. Equanimity. Beautiful. Life, Dorcel. Absolutely. Embrace it, right? All of life's experience. Embracing life itself. Beautiful. So this is what we are being called to embrace. This is what we're called to welcome into our experience. My enoughness. Beautiful. Thank you, Jeannie. Right? Beauty in all things. Life. Wisdom. Excellent. That this is what we are being called to embrace. This is what we are being called to bring closer to us and nurture a relationship with. Excellent. The next piece is embody. Embodiment. So what must I embody? What must I embody is the question. So when we think of embracing as an opening in consciousness, then embodying is actually an idea that is a demonstration of consciousness. To embody something is to go beyond the mental and intellectual knowledge of something, and it's to go beyond a heartfelt understanding of something, and it is to actually embody it so fully that when we embody it so fully, we have assimilated it into our consciousness so much so, we have assimilated it so much so that it actually manifests, it actually expresses itself through and as us. It becomes so instinctual that it is a knowing that we know that we know. It is that knowing, it's that embodiment that manifests, that it's that knowing that we know that demonstrates or manifests in physical form. It is that level of faith. It is that deep, deep knowing that we have so internalized the beauty. We have so internalized the peace. We've so internalized the love. We've so internalized whatever it is that we are being called to embody, that we are then the expression of it. It is moving through us. Remember that spirit works through us into this plane of existence. So when we have embodied something, we have so taken it and so assimilated it that we become the living manifestation of it. So much that it's demonstrated in our lives, it's demonstrated in our community, it's demonstrated, it's outpictured, it's manifested, whatever word you want to use, that it is outpictured in our community, it's outpictured in our lives. That we are living it, we are experiencing it because we have so embodied it. So when we ask the question then, envisioning to bring ourselves into alignment with it, the question then is, what must I embody for this vision to be fulfilled? We're really asking Spirit, what must I know so deeply? What would you have me know? What would Spirit have me know that I must know so deeply that it becomes causal, that it becomes first cause, if you will, that it becomes causal and takes form as me? What must I know so deeply in my life that it takes form as me. And in so doing, it aligns me with Spirit's highest idea of itself as my life, or Spirit's highest idea of itself as our community, or as our country, or whatever it is that we're visioning for. What must I know so deeply? What am I being called to embody, to really know that I know that I know? And so I ask you that question now. I invite you to breathe in and receive, and ask what it is that we are being called to embody in this moment. What is it that you're called to embody? Peace, love, oneness, inseparability. Jia is in every moment, all is Jia, right? All is God, God is all there is. Courage, bravery, strength. Powerful. We're being called to embody. To know that we know that we know. Vicky, love, love, love. Vicky, I saw that there was a embracing abundance and joy as well earlier. Constance, faith, Dinah, willingness, being called to embody a willingness, an open receptivity, being a vessel of transparency for the divine. A vehicle, a vessel, the wisdom of Spirit, freedom, the oneness, Bill. Thank you, Jeannie, the wisdom of Spirit, the oneness. Yes. And so I invite you to think about, where do these qualities, where do these things reside within your own physical being? These ideas of, or these things that are being called forth to be embodied, they already exist within you because you are inseparable from them, right? They already exist within you. So where within your physical being do they reside, and feel into that? What is the sensation of that? What is the physical sensation of love? What is the physical sensation of patience? What is the physical sensation of the wisdom of Spirit, or of freedom, of willingness, of love, of courage, of oneness? Where is that feeling within your body? And feel into that. Where does it reside? Does it feel alive? Feel that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so moving then from embodiment to becoming. So we ask the question, what must I become for this vision to be fulfilled through me, or this vision to be fulfilled as me? So embracing and embodying are activities of conscious cultivation. Becoming, on the other hand, is an act of allowing. Let me say that again. Embracing and embodying are activities of consciousness cultivation, that we are cultivating our consciousness. We are opening up to receive. Then we are embodying. So this is cultivating our consciousness. Becoming, on the other hand, is an act of allowing. It's an act of surrender. It is allowing that which you already are to come forth from within you. It's allowing that which you already are to come forth from within you. When we look at the story in Matthew about Jesus walking on the water, the master teacher walking on the water, and the disciples are in a boat, and he's standing there and he's walking on the water, and he sees Peter, and Peter says, he invites Peter to come to him out on the water. Peter steps out of the boat, and he keeps his eyes fixed upon the truth, which is what the figure of Jesus represented, he keeps his eye focused solely on the truth of what he already is, the truth of who he already is. He keeps his eye focused there, and because he is being who he is being his innate nature and keeping his eyes focused on his innate nature, on the truth of his very being, because he is being the truth of who he is then able to come to Jesus out on the water. And so it is the same here with the vision, the high idea that Spirit would have for us, that when we be fully who we are, that when we be the divine, when we recognize that this is the very essence of our nature, the truth of our being, our wholeness, our perfection, our love, our equanimity, our abundance, our prosperity, everything is right there where we are. When we recognize our oneness, when we recognize our divinity, and we simply be that. We don't need to be anything else. There is nothing else for us to be. We simply be that. Then we can come to our vision. Because remember, we are not drawing the vision to us. We are not trying to pull the vision to us. Rather, the vision is actually pulling us to it. And so when we ask the question, what must I become for this vision to fully manifest, to fully express itself as me, we are really asking, what truth within me? What is the high truth within me, or the divine idea, or the quality of the divine, the quality of God, that I am resonating with in this moment, be it love, be it peace, be it harmony, be it joy, be it bliss, be it equanimity, poise, divine order, right action? What is it within me? What aspect of that truth, or the whole truth, must I simply bring my awareness to, allow to express as me? What must I be so that I may come to the vision? What must I be so that I may come to the vision? So that I may enter to the promised land. So that I may live my fullest life. So that I may express my highest potential. What must I be to come to this experience of beauty, of harmony, of love, of joy, of the high idea? And so here I see my heart must be open to all, available, the truth within me. Yes, 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 yes. So it is envisioning that when we catch the high idea is already complete, accepting, yes, non-judgmental, still, open, beautiful. What is, when we open, perfection that already is, absolutely. Open, forgiving, yes. Beautiful. Be still. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So envisioning The vision already is. Perfection already is, as Shani put in the chat there, or in the comments there. Perfection already is. Beauty already is. Love already is. The high idea for our lives already is. It is our opportunity to attune ourselves to that by releasing and letting go, by embracing, embodying, and becoming that which we already are. And in so doing, we move forward into a greater experience of life, into the highest idea of our life. So I ask you this day, what are you willing to open to with open arms? What are you making yourself available to with open arms? So I invite you to think about that as we move forward this week. Forgiving must become the truth. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So this week, earlier this week, once again, the country was rocked by violence, this time in Atlanta, where a man attacked and killed 8 people through gun violence. It is highlighting the racism and the misogyny that is still present in our country. Once again, this highlights. And so in looking at this, and in looking at this in terms of embracing, what are we called to embrace? What are we called to embody? What are we called to be? What are we called to become when we look at something like this? We are to embrace one another. We are to embrace our oneness. We are to embody that fully, embody our wholeness fully, and we are to release any idea of separation, any idea of otherness that feeds hatred, that feeds this violence. We are to release that, and we are to simply be love, be wholeness. And in so doing, what are we doing as a community? What are we doing individually as we are lifting the consciousness? We are creating a space where this type of violence, this type of anger, this type of hatred cannot be, cannot exist. But it is up to each one of us to embrace, to release, to let go, to embrace, to embody, and to be, so that we may all realize a vision of a world that works for everyone in all of creation in greater and more profound ways. So as we experience this collective tragedy, this collective trauma, let our consciousness transmute the pain. Let our consciousness transmute the hatred. Let our consciousness transmute the violence to love, to oneness, to experience each other as the siblings that we are, to transmute what has been to something greater, which is the fullest expression of love. That is our purpose, to be the presence of love. Let us do that together. And so let us come together in consciousness now. I recognize that there simply is just this one presence, this one life, this one love that is all, through all, as all, forever expressing itself through us, as us, forever expressing itself through and as all of creation, forever being. It simply just is. God is, the divine is, spirit is, the universe is. It is the isness and the allness and the fullness. It is all that there is. There is no other. There is no separation. There is nothing opposed to this one. So I know that there is only love. I know that there is only peace. I know that there is only harmony. I know that there is only oneness. And I know that I am inseparable from it. I am one with the one. It is the very who of who I am. It is the very truth of my being. And so I stand in the power. I stand with complete dominion in this oneness. And I know this oneness for one and all. I know that it is the truth of each one present here this day. I know that it is the truth of all of life. I know that it's the truth of all of creation, that there is only this one. And so I speak my word here and now for this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, recognizing that each person that is a member of our community, each person that is part of this community, that considers this community home, is one, a divine expression of love, of life itself. And I know that this is true of all of our beloveds and their beloveds and their beloveds and their beloveds. It is true of all. For where it is true one place, it must be true in all places, because God is everywhere present always. Love is present everywhere always. And so I speak a word of love for those who lost their physical life this week due to violence, due to separation. I speak a word of love for them, knowing and recognizing that each of them is embraced and held in the arms of love, enveloped in the love that they are, enveloped in the eternal life that they always have been. And for their families, I know too that right where they are, the power and the presence and the comfort of love is. I know that life is eternal, forever expressing. And I know that the pain that they are experiencing is a measure of the depth of their love. And so we honor the tears. We acknowledge the anger. We know that this too is an expression of love. And for those who continue to abide in separation, continue to abide in violence, continue to abide in hatred, we know too the truth of their being, that who they truly are is love made manifest. They have simply forgotten who they are. And so I speak with the authority of the divine. I speak with the dominion of the divine and call forth within each one of them now a healing, a repentance, a turning to and awakening to the truth of their very nature. It is repentance. It is a turning away. It is a turning away from. It is an awakening to the very nature of who each one is. And so I call forth within each one love. I call forth with each one peace. I call forth within each one harmony. I call forth with each one an awareness of an awakening to their oneness now. And I give thanks for this realization. I give thanks for the truth. I give thanks for the high idea of God manifesting, expressing itself in, through, and as us right here and right now. It is done. So I release this into the law, knowing it is absolutely so. It is absolutely complete. It is absolutely done. I simply let it be. And together we affirm, and so it is.
Speak your word, touch the weak, heal the world. I am love. I am love. All along I have known I'm the branch, you're the tree. There's no want, there's no need. Intertwined, heart and soul aligned. I know you by name, beloved one. Nothing will ever come between us. You are all I've ever known. You're the ever of my soul, Holy One. How you fill my every thought. Everything in me is you. Everything in me is truth, beloved one. You lift me up and I let go. There's no fear where I stand. Holy ground is where I am. Look what you made, strong and brave. You call me by name, beloved one. Nothing will ever come between us. You are all I've ever known. You're the lover of my soul, Holy One. How you fill my every thought. Everything in me is you. Everything in me is truth, beloved one. Beloved one, nothing will ever come between us. You are all I've ever known. You're the lover of my soul, Holy One. How you fill my every thought. Everything in me is you. Everything in me is truth, beloved one. Nothing will ever come between us. Everything in me is you. Everything is truth, beloved one. Oh, beloved one. Oh, beloved one.
Thank you, Jabel. So I invite you in this moment to participate in the flow of life, to participate in the flow of circulation. And I invite you to participate through conscious contribution, the easiest way to contribute to Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, to help fund and fulfill our mission and our vision of a world that works for everyone and emboldening people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. One of the easiest ways to do that is simply by text to give. Just pull up your cell phone and type in 951-419-5858 and simply put the amount there in the text box and then hit send. It is that easy. It's just like texting a friend. The other way that's really easy is to go to our website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the word contribute. Click on that, and you can easily contribute there. Don't forget that we do have the Two or More Fund, which goes to help supporting the building and grounds. We are getting that much closer to being back home, but we're not quite there yet, but we are getting that much closer. So your contributions to the Two or More Fund are much appreciated as well. So to help us advance in our plans for our grand opening to new possibilities in the future. So that is much appreciated there. Same way, text to give, simply add the word more after the amount you're choosing to contribute. or on the website, just go to the same button, contribute. So thank you for your continued support, your continued generosity, and your continued participation in the flow of life, the flow of love. So let's sing, Jubel.
I love this song. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. Because you reap what you sow, reap what you know, and see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. Because you reap what you sow, reap what you know, see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive.
All right. So this morning we have a special Beyond the Message planned. We are celebrating the conclusion of this term of spirit groups. So that will be part of our Beyond the Message. So if you are part of a spirit group, or even if you're not part of a spirit group, we invite you to come to Beyond the Message. We will be talking a little bit here about the message of today, and then we'll be moving into the celebration of spirit groups. And it is very exciting to hear all of the wonderful things. I'm really looking forward to hearing all of the wonderful things that our spirit groups participated in and accomplished this term, as well as Ed's got a fun game for us to play as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a great time. So to join Beyond the Message, the easiest way is to go to the website and click on the link there that says Beyond the Message, and that'll take you right to our Beyond the Message Zoom room there. Or there's also the Zoom ID 249-395-737. That's 249-395-737. And the passcode is 92501. The other thing I want to remind you of is that we have next Sunday at 11:30 is our annual membership meeting, and that will be on Zoom. All active members of record will be sent a link prior to the meeting, and the meeting will be recorded. Voting will take place on Zoom via the polling platform on Zoom. So if you are in a household where there are more than one member of the center, then you will need to be on separate devices so that you can vote. So just keep that in mind. So be looking for an email this week that has that information in it for you. All right. So breathing in again, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it and I receive it because love lives here. Peace and blessings, everybody. I love you. We'll see you over on Beyond the Message in just a couple of minutes.
1, 2, 3. I will stand for love. I will stand for love. 'Cause I know I will be strong for love. Yes, I know I will be strong for love. Everybody, I will stand for peace. I will stand for peace. 'Cause I know I can I know I can be strong for joy. Yes, I know I can be strong enough for joy. Have a great Sunday. Love you all. Happy spring. Thanks, Matt. Love.